Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be a video on the new crop green beans, which we have known has been coming. Some of the stuff that's going to be on your screen is me or DJ discovering green beans on the PAX West pre-release FS25 build. We discovered those and peas on there before they got officially announced, but now it's official. We have information. They officially got announced, technically speaking, actually last week with the peas blog post. If you want to go check out that video to learn everything about peas, which are another new crop coming to the game. But we're going to talk about green beans. And by the way, if you have not, make sure you guys check out the links down below in the description to go ahead and pre-order Farming Simulator 25 if you'd like to. People have been saying that, it's not worth the pre-order, which, it may be worth it, may not be worth it, depends on how you look at it. I'd say if you're planning to buy it eventually anyways, it's worth the pre-order just to get the Macdon pack as a pre-order bonus. It's nothing crazy special, but it allows you to do swathing in the game, and it's just something a little bit different, and it's extra free instead of having to pay for it separately later on. So, yeah, I'd say if you're going to get it eventually, you might as well pre-order it, and if you want to use the links down below, it does go to help support the channel, or use any Giants Partners codes if you want to go to support anyone that has codes out there. Make sure you guys do that. But anyhow, let's talk about green beans. So, I'm going to read the blog post and we'll go from there. It says, green beans are delicious and nutritious. The pods, the seeds, everything is edible if prepared correctly. Steamed, boiled, fried, baked, roasted, you name it. Throw them in a soup, roll them up in bacon, or, oh, that sounds really good, or add them to your favorite fried rice recipe. Because green beans are awesome, we add them to Farming Simulator 25. Starting November 12th, you can plant and harvest them on your virtual fields. Take a look. Let's spill the beans. So they do give us a growth chart, which we'll go over here in just a bit. Between April and June, it's green bean seeding time. Actually, I'm just going to put it up on your screen. Between April and June, it's green bean seeding time with 280 liters of seed per hectare. When spilling the beans in the field, you can expect a yield of up to 13,950 liters in return 4 months later. So you can see some of the stuff on there. The average selling price is $2,160 on the difficulty of easy. Then you have, again, the seeds per hectare. You have the different growth states on there as well. They're planted in April, May, or June, and they're harvested in August, September, October, or November. Make sure you do it before November, otherwise they will be withered. Moving on. It says, depending on economic difficulty, again, the average selling price is $2,160 per 1,000 liters and is offered after harvesting between August and November. Of course, you can not only sell the beans, but deliver them to factories and process them. We'll take a look at new products and production chains at another time. So that's kind of a big deal. We haven't had a lot of new information about production chains that are coming to the new game. We've seen a little bit of stuff, but nothing too crazy yet. So it's kind of cool to see that we get a little bit of information about that we're going to get a green bean related production at least. So that's at least one new production as well as the other couple that they've mentioned. So then moving on, it says, and harvest them. When summer draws to a close and fall begins, your green beans will be ready to harvest. Using a specialized harvester, you bring the crop in. Oh, and look at that. Oxbow offers just the right machine to do that. The BP2140E. And then we have, of course, screenshots of that, which I'll show you guys all the screenshots here in a bit. Growth stages. To identify which state your green beans are in, either take a look at the overview in the menu or learn how to visually check them out. Like a real farmer. Here are the different stages of growth. Then we have lots of different images of the growth stages, which we'll take a look here in a second. Then it says, do you know about spinach in FS25? More info in our spinach preview in the video below. Coming soon on the blog, a trip to Asia. Stay tuned. So it's going to be probably more information on the Asian map, which will be really cool to see some of that. And Giants actually released some pretty cool videos recently about different stuff in terms of the new products and stuff coming. So they've had like these little 25-second videos that are out. So make sure you check some of those out as well if you want to. But let's take a look at the growth stages real quick. So again, we've seen the chart. Nothing too crazy there. If we move on from that, we have our first growth state here. Then if we move on from there, our second growth state in this nice, lovely field, the scarecrow in the background and a water tower. Then we have our third growth state, all the green beans. I keep saying peas, darn it. Green beans are all standing tall, ready to go there. And then finally, as they start to kind of droop down and get a little bit old, they are ready to be harvested by the Oxbow harvester, which we have a good look at here next. Here's what the field looks like after you harvest them. This is just purely harvested. It does leave some leaves and stuff behind as well, which we'll see in some future screenshots here in just a second. And then here is the withered state. So obviously you want to avoid this at absolutely all costs if you can. But, sometimes stuff happens. So, yeah, moving on from there, let's take a look at these screenshots here. So here we have a look at the Oxbow harvesting some green beans in the field there. Some nice weather and environment around. Really good looking piece of machine there. We have another view kind of more on the front there, and you can see the textures and everything look really good. The game just looks really crisp and clean. If we move on from there, we have just another kind of angle of the Oxbow Harvester, so nothing too excited. They're very excited about all the Oxbow Harvesters, which is pretty cool. It's one of the flagship kind of brands for the new game, so I am excited about it, which I think is pretty reasonable, to be fair. And then we have another look at one here with some, I mean, this isn't our look, and you can see some of the leaves on the ground there. But if we move on to this one we can see here that there's definitely some leaves on the ground being left behind. We kind of have a really good look at the God rays coming through as well. And a little bit more look at kind of the green beans in the back of that harvester getting chucked into the back kind of tank there, which is pretty cool. If we never look at that, just kind of a little bit closer up. And then moving on from there, we have the back of the Oxbow Harvester here. Nothing, again, too terribly exciting there, just the back of the harvester. And then here we see kind of off in the distance, we got some green beans right in front of us that are waiting to be harvested. And we see a trailer in a New Holland over there being unloaded into with some green beans over there, which is pretty cool to see. And we get a closer look at that. Here we are up a little bit closer there. You can see the harvested field and unloading green beans in there. So looks pretty nice. Have all that nice, crisp and clean happening right there. And here's another good angle. Here you can see the green beans have kind of an interesting kind of overload texture, which was kind of neat to see. So you can see them getting overloaded there as they're going into the harvester. But that is actually all of the new screenshots that we have. That is everything. And that is the end of this video. That is what I have for you guys. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bells so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. Again, thank you guys for coming and watching. This has been Farmer Cop. I'll see you guys when we have more information about the game.